Hey everybody, welcome to my car. This is Anik Singal. Now you might be wondering, where the heck are we going? Well, I'm gonna take you where it all began, okay? I've got a great journey to take you on right now. But before that, what would a marketing video be without a fancy car? I know, right? Well, welcome to my Audi R8. Now, why am I showing you this car? I'm not bragging, I promise you. Listen, this was a 12-year-long dream of mine to get this car, and I did. Now, where we're going right now, I'm gonna take you where it all began because I wanna share with you how simple my business really is. I wanna share with you how simple it was when I first started. I want to share with you how simple it is today. We're going to go on a journey together through my entire business, through my entire life, right here, how I run my business. But I couldn't do that story without first showing you where it all began. Got a quick little twist for you. I'm going to share with you the #1 secret that led to my success, all right? So here's the deal. I don't want to be distracted anymore. I'm going to start driving, and I'm going to take you right to where it began, so I'll be right back. Let me just finish driving. I don't want to get into an accident here, all right? See you soon. All right, we're here. Where are we? Well, welcome to University of Maryland College Park. Guys, this gorgeous building you see behind me is the Robert H. Smith Business School. Now, this is where I went to business school, and I got a business degree here. So you might be wondering, well, Anik, why have you brought me here? Obviously, you've started your business and you got a business degree, and that might be why you're so successful in business, right? Well, no. Wrong. Guys, the reason I brought you here is because you see that beautiful building? It really is. It's a gorgeous facility and this school is amazing. But the building where I spent most of my time was right there. It was right behind us. That building is where my dorm room was. And that is where I started my business, my empire, with $100. Now, I can admit it now, I wouldn't have admitted it back then, but I actually spent most of my time there and skipped most of my classes there. So, guys, what I'm trying to tell you is, even though I brought you here because this is where I started, one of the greatest misconceptions out there is that you need a lot of knowledge, you need a lot of training, or that you need a lot of experience to be able to start a business. What I want to show you how to do is take your passion and turn it into $1 million using a system that I deployed that didn't need a university degree at all. As a matter of fact, I was busy skipping classes, figuring it out on my own. Now, here's the thing. It took me 18 months to figure out how to do it. 18 months. Guys, just to make my first dollar on the internet, it took me 18 months of struggling every day, working hard, long hours. So when you say that you've been working for a long time and you feel like you keep failing over and over, I know how that feels. Trust me, I understand. Next, I'm going to take you to a hospital. You might be wondering, well, why am I going to a hospital, Anik? Well, I want to share with you a story that's very close to my heart that I've never really talked about too much. I want to share with you the hospital that I was at, where I was on my deathbed in the ICU, yet I still ran my business using a smartphone. I'm going to tell you that story. That's the same business I want to teach you how to do. This is how simple it can be. Now, where am I driving right now? I want to share a story with you. I want to share with you how I ran this business. This is how simple this business is. There was a period of my life where I was very ill and I was in the ICU for months. Okay, I was very sick. I was to the point where I couldn't even stand up and walk. My heart rate would spike to such levels that I could actually go into cardiac arrest. So I was in the ICU lying flat in my bed. And now, if you know, in the ICU, they don't allow you to have computers. They don't allow you to have electronics. But I had a business to run, all right? So I ran it from underneath the bed sheet using my mobile phone, all right? So I want to share that with you. I want to share with you exactly what I did, how I did it, but I'm going to first drive you to the place that happened. You want to see the hospital where I was? I'm going to drive you right there, okay? So give me a second here. Don't want to get into an accident, so I'm going to continue driving, and I'll see you in just a minute. All right, well, welcome to a place where I spent a lot of painful time in. So this is Shady Grove Hospital. It's a local community hospital near my house. I spent months here, a lot of which was in the ICU, fighting for my life. I was literally almost dead. Now here's a shocking thing though, and this is what I'm so excited and so proud to share with you. Yeah, why would I be proud about something related to a hospital where I almost died? Well, the reason I'm proud is because the business model I'm sharing with you guys, the ability to turn your passion into millions, the strategy I'm sharing with you is so simple, not easy, but so simple to do that I actually ran it from the hospital. Okay, so here's the deal. I had gotten very ill, very, very ill, to the point where I became bedridden. I was bedridden for so long in the ICU that I could no longer even sit up. You see how I'm sitting right now? I couldn't sit up like this. Had I sat up, my heart rate would spike and I was risking going into cardiac arrest. So I wasn't able to walk, I wasn't able to stand. That's how bad of a position I was in. And on top of that, I had a business to run, right? I was already live, my company was up, and I had big aspirations. I wanted to make millions, if not more. And I wasn't about to take a few months of break, even though I was literally, it was like a 50-50 whether I was gonna survive this whole thing. So I was in the ICU. Now in the ICU, they don't allow you to have computers and electronics and Wi-Fi and all these gadgets. Well, I got a friend of mine to sneak in my BlackBerry. Nowadays, I don't use a BlackBerry, but back then I had a BlackBerry smartphone. And I was able to run my entire empire, okay, from that BlackBerry cell phone. Imagine, this is how simple it is. When I tell you that you can travel the world and run this business, I was able to run it from an ICU hiding under the bed sheet. So what I would do at night when the lights went out and people were, done and gone, the nurses were at their nurse station, so I'd put the bed sheet over my head and I'd be right there with my BlackBerry and I'd be, doing whatever I needed to do, managing my outsourcers and giving them the work and seeing what's happening. I actually did a product launch. I actually put out a product from the hospital bed. I could talk to anyone from my team who was there with me back in those days, who were part of my outsourcing crew. Well, today I run a business that's north of $10 million. So you must be wondering or thinking, I've got a huge team, I've got a big office. Well, let me show you just where I work from. Remember I told you, I started this business in a dorm room. You saw the university. I ran it even in an ICU ward. And now I'm going to share with you today, perfectly healthy, where I run the business from where it's doing 10 million, and you're going to be shocked. Listen, so far you've seen where my $10 million business began. You've even seen how I ran it literally in my ICU deathbed by hiding under the sheets using a BlackBerry phone. You even saw that. So what am I going to show you today? Well, a lot of people have this misconception. They think that because I run a $10 million business, must be having a big office and tons of employees, right? I got a surprise for you. I want to share with you how easy it is for you to do this, okay? I want to share with you how simple it is to do this. You don't need to have a lot of employees. You don't need a big grand office. You have full freedom. 70% of the year, I'm traveling. I'm not even here. I want to walk you into my home. Yes, that's what I said. Into my home, and I want to show you my home office. Now, I told you, I'm a very simple guy. I'm a modest guy. I love my cars, which is why I have this beautiful, gorgeous red Audi R8. When you see my home, it's just a regular condo, and then I'll show you where millions of dollars are made and what equipment I actually need to make it. So if you have any doubts as to your ability to make this kind of money and to build this business, I'm gonna get rid of it right now. All right, so here, I'm back on the road, so I wanna just take about a minute. I'm gonna get home, and I wanna invite you into my home. All right, see you in a second. Day's come to an end. I told you I was bringing you to my $10 million office. It's time I invited you in to see just what a $10 million office looks like. By the way, this is going to be proof that you and anybody else you know can use this business model. But anyways, let's go see the office. All right, you guys ready to see my $10 million office where I run my entire empire from? It's going to be epic. Ready? Ta-da! So guys, as you can see, it's just my home office, but this is it. This is where look at what I've got. You see this whole area right here? You can just discredit this because this isn't even part of the office. This is my wife's office. This is where she works, but she doesn't really work with me. She has her own stuff. So this is my office right here. This little segment. Okay, I have an iPad. I have a laptop, 2 screens, a nice comfortable chair. And so this is all it takes if you want to be able to run a business online. I'm not making this up. I have 0 employees here. I don't have an office. I don't have anything fancy. All right, so let me take a seat here real quick. All right, okay. Guys, here's the deal. You know, I've generated over $10 million in a year. I've generated over 75, close to $80 million in sales since I started on the internet, and you're looking at it. As a matter of fact, let me tell you, this computer is a laptop. I take it, I put it in my backpack, I travel all over the world with it. My entire business resides here. I take my iPad with me. This microphone I don't even take. I have a much smaller microphone that I travel with. It means you could travel the entire world with that. Guys, this is why I've been able to run my business, whether it was a dorm room, whether it was in the ICU bed at a hospital, or whether it is in my own home in a tiny 10 by 12 room. That's where I run my office from, or whether I'm traveling and sitting on the beach.
All right, so listen, I want to get on a live training with you and show you just how powerful digital publishing is. Specifically, I want to teach you something called email marketing. This was the first thing I did to actually start making money online. All you need is your laptop, a notepad, and we can get started. Right below this video, you'll see the registration form for this free workshop. Whatever you do, do not miss it. Save your free seat right now and make sure you also mark your calendars. Be there live. I'm serious. There will be no replays. We're giving you multiple time zone options on purpose so that you can fit your schedule. If you want to have your business up and running within the next 7 days or less and start generating a profit with nothing other than just information, make sure to save your seat for our free workshop. I will hold your hands and show you the entire process step by step. So there you go. Go below, fill in your information, and save your seat. Again, remember to mark your calendars and be there live. This is Anik Singal, and I'll see you inside the workshop.